and he will be here in 1 or 2 minutes.
No problem. Let's wait like 2 minutes. We'll see if we get any stragglers. And then again, we always record because we have members from all over the world, and of course, some people are at work, some are sleeping. So, you know, the turnout for the AMA just kind of varies, and then we record the sessions, and you know, the members have it in the library, and of course, we'll pass you the recording right after, so you can use it for whatever you'd like to.
Okay, cool.
So let's wait. Let's just wait like 2 minutes. I'm actually gonna top up my coffee as well, and then we'll get started.
I see Benji in the crowd as well. Benji.
Oh, sweet, nice. Where's Benji? Benji.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, nice. Tomas, what do you say? We docked ourselves this time? Hello. All right, so we'll slowly get started. We do have a little bit over 100 members, but again, they're all over the place, so we'll just start shortly. Mouffle and Benji, Surfer is one of the co-founders, along with myself and Amit, who is sick right now, so he's not going to make it, so he'll watch this later on. Surfer is based in Israel, and then Tomas is one of like our big alpha guys, our top Gs that invited him on to host with me today. And then Mr. Yogi is recording for us. He's a G, so much gratitude to him. All right, I'm going to make one last announcement, and then we'll get started. Do I pronounce it correctly? Mouffle?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, well, Monsieur Mouffle, Monsieur Benji, bienvenue to the Cryptonics Discord.
Thanks. Really cool. Looks like a really cool Discord. I mean, I just checked it out and it's super active.
Yeah, you guys are welcome to hang out for a little bit after the Discord if you want to hang out for a couple hours or whatever, and just take a look and see what we do, whatever, or just hang out and chat with people. You are more than welcome to. So yeah, this is one of this is our it's like our 6th or 7th AMA. We've been really fortunate now to have a lot of really cool teams. We've had the Perion team. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that game problem, Right Stream, and a couple other really interesting ones. So this is one we're pretty excited about. It's the gaming sector, but you guys also touch on something quite niche and unique in terms of AI. But before that, why don't you guys just kind of give us an intro, who you are, what you're all about, and you know, your origin story.
Yeah, absolutely. So we are Shockwaves. We start to work in innovation gaming since 2016. We firstly focused on VR because it seems to have such a huge potential. We released seven games, and 2 of them have been really big success. And after with the metaverse, they start to have a bridge between virtual reality and crypto, and VR market wasn't really going in the direction we wanted, and we thought, okay, what is the next step for gaming, where the innovation will be now, and we looked at a lot of technology, blockchain, artificial intelligence, even augmented reality. But what interested the most really was the crypto and artificial intelligence part. We see that there was a huge potential and a revolution, not just in a niche market like VR stayed sadly, but a real potential to change everything in the video game world and in the industry in general. So we thought, okay, we have the experience in video game, we have the experience in a niche market, we have the developers make innovation, because we think that in blockchain gaming, if you want to do real stuff, you really need to have serious, not just developer, but engineers. And we thought, okay, we have all this. It's for us, let's go. And we start to imagine what could be the perfect project to bring all this technology together without forgetting the artistic part, because a video game, of course, needs to be perfect in terms of technology, but it's a media experience too, and it has to be visually appealing, it has to have a great gameplay, and we merge all this stuff into Shockwaves, thanks to Benji imaging the contour of the project. Uh, Maybe if you want to continue, you should also say.
Sure. So I think there are a few things. Yeah, one of the things we had the luck to work like on a previous, another crypto gaming project. We are like kind of leading the development. It was for another company, and actually we learned so much from it because it's good to learn from your own mistakes, but it's even better to learn from other people's mistakes and stuff. So by learning from another project, we kind of really design what we wanted to create. And one thing that we really noticed is how artificial intelligence would be really useful for gaming. So that's something we've noticed already in virtual reality. I think one thing that kind of set us apart is tending to make really big games, like a large scale environment, like we did some battle royales, some like really large kind of battle simulators, and one of the central part of it that could make it work in VR was that we had like good bots, good AIs that would kind of replace players. But it's like VR and like crypto gaming still kind of emerging. There's like more and more people coming to the space, etc. But it's not as huge as mobile gaming, etc. Like traditional gaming. So if you want to make a really like an online game on a relatively big scale, you kind of need to have AIs or at least some ways to replace players for like a PvP experience, and that's kind of what inspired us to create Shockwaves to implement AIs that is in a way that kind of really takes part into the economy. It's not just bots that replace players, but since you can own these AIs, they can earn for you, and can do things like that. It really becomes a central aspect of the tokenomics, and yeah, I think that was kind of the central part of the project.
Very cool. So if we backtrack a little bit, you said that before you guys started Shockwaves, you had actually worked on or launched 7 games. Was that outside of the blockchain space?
Yeah, absolutely. We start to have some code for tokenization in the fourth game, but we never jumped the bridge. We made a thing, so it would have been possible. But before we focused on virtual reality in Web2.
So I imagine you already had a team in place, right? It wasn't just like, oh, we're 2 guys, we want to start making a game, let's just code some, a game. I imagine you had like you were saying, we have the designers, we have the coders, we have the tech, we had that experience. Did you like how big and how crucial is the team that you brought on board to actually create Shockwaves?
It was everything. The core team was we had 2 3D infographists more and 2 developers in more. One of the biggest things we had to bring back for Shockwave was a marketing team, because when I say marketing, I mean in large terms like community management, partner development, because in crypto project there is a lot of more to do than in a classic Web2 game in terms of community communication. When you do a Web2 game, you can be a little bit silent and people just look free communication with the people in the community is really more essential. You can't allow you to just develop on your side and every month give an update. People are not satisfied with that. So we had to grow bigger in this part, but in terms of the development team, the essential was really here before.
So how big is the team now?
Actually, we are 7 at the office, and we have 3 or 4 mid-time freelance for things like music and moderator to that. Having a musician now is really something that was really important for the game, and we are really happy to have been able to start with him, because we think Shockwaves as music has a huge role in gameplay. It really deserves his own creation.
Yeah, because I was gonna say, like, there's, it's very what you see a lot in the crypto space is, every gaming project that puts out a really cool trailer with a little bit of game footage, and if it looks cool, oh, that's hype, but then that's okay for like a day or two, to create some hype, and then the token moves, but then for the sustainability of it, like, okay, it's another first shooter game, cool. The graphics look great. What sets you guys apart? Obviously, the AI agents is one thing, and then I'm quite interested to hear a little bit more about the music aspect, because already with the AI agents, that's quite a unique feature that you don't see in other gaming products, where, okay, AI, it's a word that gets tossed around, but you guys are actually, you made the AI agents your NFT so that they're actually working for you while you're not doing anything. But then the music aspect, that's quite different. And I'm not sure I fully understand the depth of it. If you guys can kind of like, first, like, how did it start? Why? And then, like, why is that next level on your part? Like, why is that gonna be so amazing?
I think one of the reasons, like, one thing we wanted to do with Shockwaves is to have a game that sets itself apart, not just in the Web3 space, but also, in gaming in general. We wanted to have something that was quite unique, and having music, I think it's interesting in a few senses. I mean, essentially the integration that we have is like, the music has an impact on the environment. So basically lights, moves in different ways in the city, and like as you play on the map, and also it has some impact on the gameplay, like when you shoot, at the right time, sync with the music, you do a little bit more damage. You can do double jump if you time it right. And all these mechanics, the goal is to kind of, there are kind of 2 aspects to it. Like, once it makes images of the game more interesting. I mean, it's like, there's lots of kind of different environments. It makes it, when you see video of gameplay of the game, it kind of looks like a trailer. That's kind of one thing that we noticed. We're like, really, in our history, we've always been really focused on making the product, and kind of, our trailer is essentially the game. It's basically what you see in the trailer is what we've developed. It's pure gameplay, and we wanted to make sure that pure gameplay looks good and feels a bit like a trailer. And the other part of it is it kind of hypnotizes you a little bit, because you're playing, you have all these visual effects and stuff with the music, and it kind of makes you, it kind of makes you play longer in some ways. And that was kind of that was one of the things we've done. And also, I think there's lots of partnerships opportunity in the music space. I mean, there's like a big things between crypto and music, and that's something we've kind of wanted.
Will the music kind of evolve as time goes on, or is it just kind of set in stone, or like, as, I don't know, like, whatever? And I guess I'm thinking like the way that like a Tesla kind of updates the software and I don't see that in games very often. Like, would the music kind of update itself according to the timeline of the progress of the game, or whatever?
Sure. I mean, one thing that we're doing, like, initially we started with, some music that was like either like copyright free, or there was actually, we integrated some music from people in our community. But right now we're trying to really get better music for the game, like something that is really specifically made for it. So we're working with an artist for that, a really amazing musician, and is starting to create some music that is unique for that. And we're talking with other musicians to integrate their music also in the game. So I think it will, and since it's quite big in the gameplay, I think it will feel like it's relatively big updates for people to play, like to have like different musics. And, that's one place where we're like really improving the quality of the game.
Would it be noticeable by player if you shoot and then it syncs with the music? Would it give a certain feeling, or you say it's more playable? But is it something they can notice, or
you can notice, yeah, as you play, there's a little feedback, a little extra feedback if you shoot in sync with the music. The more noticeable is like the double jump, because if you tank, you have at the bottom of the screen, you have kind of something that tells you when you can sort of double jump sync with the music. And actually, depending on the music, you can or cannot jump from one building to another. And it's kind of a way to play. It creates it's a bit quirky, but it's like Fortnite. It kind of created their own way of moving around by building stuff, and we kind of created our own way to move around in the game with the music. And yeah, I think it creates a cool gameplay. And when you see like kind of really good players right now, they use it a lot. It's not necessarily something you notice a lot when you're starting the game, but you're playing. But actually, experienced players with.
Have you guys thought about doing like trying to think of a like Senso? They've done this really well, like kind of creating I don't know, since you do have that music aspect, like creating a concert or like going into a metaverse and having like an event, like kind of like I don't know, a Shockwave party night where you have like, fuck, I don't know, I'm shooting ideas out, but like since you have that music aspect, like have you ever thought about going into that, like, hey, let's have an event, let's sell tickets, let's sell NFTs, whatever, let's create some buzz and let's create a fucking, I don't know, Shockwave concert or whatever and invite some artists or.
Definitely, it's really something we would like to do. When there was the hype around the concept of metaverse, we developed some. We did one with Deezer, which is a French concurrent of Spotify, and we speak about that a lot, and we develop some professional metaverse that load directly in the web, and we it's something we really want to do. It interested us a lot, but there is a lot of issue you have to avoid, like this kind of experience. So they are not just like a third character controller with music and just fake people dancing to make this really entertaining. So we are actively we are searching to think what will be the little things that will make this kind of experience even more exciting. But it's definitively something we're gonna do.
Nice. So, Surfer, you got anything to add?
Yeah, so, I mean, I think, yeah. Oh yeah, so super. Yeah, but I think this music thing is really, yeah, it's really cool. I think there's like it's quite original. I felt like doing a concert, we could actually even do this kind of things within NFTs. What we've done, I don't know if you've seen like the kind of interactive NFTs. We've done actually this essentially, the AI agents you can kind of they have kind of an app that is included in it that you can interact directly with it on like OpenSea or also trading platforms, and this is actually kind of online. Yeah, maybe that would make it.
Yeah, that would be cool if you could do like a little bit of a demo on it. But of course, just so people are aware, you don't need the AI agents to be able to play the game, correct? You don't need to have an NFT AI agent. You can just go in and
No.
play.
You can go in and play. It's it's free on Elixir. There's no need for NFT. I mean, you can use the NFTs and etc. But if you don't have anything, it won't cause any problem. It just gives you kind of a
If you do, let's say you do want to purchase an AI agent, if you want to have an NFT, what would you say, or even if you could demo, what's the best way to get the most out of your NFT?
Well, there are a few things. There are things that are completely like passive. Like they participate in tournaments, and if they win, you get some reward. Recently, we did something like a partnership with another company. They were starting their token called Pink, and they essentially they give an airdrop and the owners of these NFTs got it, and all the players too. So basically they earn in the same way as human players. Also, there are kind of other ways. I mean, of course, if you play it, you'll get some advantages from it. I mean, you get like kind of extra scores, stuff like that. But a lot of the perks of having an AI agent is also just from owning it, because you get basically some rewards from that.
So what would be the primary reason to let your AI agent play? Is that a monetary incentive or?
So essentially, there are kind of what you get from it is essentially rewards from the game. So it will basically earn as a normal player in terms of getting essentially the server version of our token. They'll get loot boxes and stuff. So from there you can get some rewards that you can then tokenize. So you don't get necessarily directly money, but get like all these rewards passively, which I think is pretty cool. You can also use it as your own character as you play, and get some a bit more on your score and stuff, or a bit more reward for that. But essentially, it's one of these things.
Okay, so what are we looking at now in your screen?
Okay, so this is an interactive. Yeah. Good.
I need to speak, Benji.
Okay. So this is within OpenSea. That's not the game, but the full game. But that's just it's an interactive experience that is within an NFT of an AI agent. So this was actually a little contest that we've done with our community, where people, we created the maze, and the first one that got at the end of the maze got an epic AI agent, which was quite a lot. And actually, all this is within the browser on OpenSea, and it's online. Actually, if other people connect at the same time, you'll be able to see them.
I think there is a huge possibility that
No, go ahead.
there is a huge possibility that the first time we're gonna do a concert around Shockwaves, it will be directly into the NFT, into OpenSea. So it will be the first concert given into an NFT directly. We think it could be pretty cool.
That'd be really cool. As of right now, is there any VR or AR kind of an integration?
So far, actually, no. What we've noticed is we could relatively easily do it because we have a lot of experience, in AR and VR. But actually, what we've noticed is that it's relatively complicated to connect the headset, and if you have to kind of both have the crypto side, the VR side, it kind of becomes sort of a niche within a niche. Kind of the Venn diagram of both is like the overlap between VR users and crypto users is quite small. So that's why so far we've decided to focus really on the PC side of things. But actually, in the future, it would be possible if it makes sense for the project and there are users and stuff. Then definitely would be like a really good place to your experience.
Is there any esport element to it? Are you guys working with anybody to do competitions or even like start your own teams or leagues?
Esports is actually a big part of the project because for us, it's of course in the heart of any crypto game. Because when you have crypto and gaming, you have necessary some kind of play to earn, which means some kind of professionalization of the player. So every people who play in the game, of course, is in a logic of esport, and we think that it's a huge part of crypto gaming because actually there is like a problem in the Web2 esport because it's really vertical. You just have the 0.00001 players of a game that will earn from it in general. So if you want to start your career in sport, you're gonna have to play really a long time before earning anything. And crypto, if you want to professionalize yourself, is really is the best place to start because you really quickly gonna make some little profits. And some of our players can have take the first gain of in Shockwaves and have used them to buy themselves a better computer so they can play better. They can start to play even to some other games. And we think that crypto gaming today can really become the first step for people to become esport player. Or there is all these players too in developed country that need to have this income can really represent something for them, and there is a player who can live from it. So it's really in terms of competition and professionalization, having professional gamers, it really can start in crypto gaming, and of course, it has a huge part in the way how Shockwaves is designed, because as we want it to be a link in the esport chain, we choose to make a gameplay that is connected to the biggest esport games. It's why it's an FPS, because you know that if you start to play Shockwave, there is a lot of knowledge that you're going to be able to transfer in Counter-Strike or Overwatch and the top esports games. And in the other side, if people are bored with this game and think, okay, now I want to make some profit from my gaming, they can easily come to Shockwave. So there is really a natural link in all of this, and we designed the game to be to easily take it, but to be a piece in this puzzle, in this big puzzle.
Tell us something about the daily active players, and what I'm curious about, can you say something about what people choose? Are they mostly, do you see more people playing the AI agents or playing the game themselves?
So I think for this, I think the way it works essentially for the AI agents is that they will automatically play. So once you own them, they will kind of participate in the game field and all these things. What we wanted to do for that part is essentially making it as as easy as possible for people to kind of use these AI agents. So we try to simplify the process so that people don't really have to do too many operations. If they they have it in their wallet, everything will already be done. They will already be kind of played. And if people want to rent an AI agent, it will be done automatically. You won't have to really choose anything. And if you own an AI agent, it will be rented automatically in some ways. So we want to kind of simplify the process as much as possible. And yeah, so that's a pretty big part of it. So for the to simplify the process. Now people also, people also play the game since, it's free on Elixir and stuff. So people join a lot, especially during tournaments. We do a tournament every week, and yeah, and actually one way to add to what Samuel was saying before, for the marketing, of the game, we use the streaming. That's something we're building right now. It's already working pretty well, but we still need to add a bit more development to it. And it's Twitch drops. I don't know if you know how it works on Twitch, but as you create, as you stream a game, in some games they can give you rewards for streaming. I mean, for watching a stream. That has been done by many projects like Overwatch. Actually, we've done it for previous game a few years ago. But usually these rewards are like just in-game rewards that you cannot really trade, linked to your Steam account or Blizzard account and stuff. And actually, what we're developing is what will be called the post Twitch drop of NFTs and tokens. And so it's kind of a way to incentivize people to stream the game and to watch it. And that's kind of a big part of our strategy. We want to make the game, as streamable as possible, and also interesting to watch, in a way that kind of rewards people just for streaming or watching.
So you could be the game. Sorry. So you could be the gamer playing the game and streaming it. So you could earn from the game, but then you could also, on top of that, earn from streaming. So you'd have like two sources of income from the game, and then vice versa. You could just literally watch the stream, watch to earn essentially.
Exactly. And what you, yeah. And one thing actually. Oh, sorry. Good.
Okay, I was going to say that it was part of the professionalization of the gamer too, because when we speak about esports, we quickly speak streaming is one way of personalize and get some profit from your gaming skills, and having this drop that allows to help the streamer of the game to gain more traction is one way Shockwaves can help professionalization of players too.
Surfer has a question, which is good because that's going to lead into something else I wanted to ask. But first is he's asking why BSC chain? Is it, BSC chain sometimes from the degen investor point of view doesn't always have the best rep for. There's always this hesitation of there are good projects that launch, of course, on BSC, but it's always like kind of a hesitation, like it's on BSC, maybe I'll skip this one. Well, why BSC versus Polygon?
Yeah, I mean, first off, one of the conditions that we had for the chain is that it's low fee, like not essentially not Ethereum, because we want people to be able to do small transactions for the game. Like, let's say if they want to just deposit $10, they should be able to do it. So that kind of gives us like these kind of groups of chains. And why BSC in particular? I mean, there are a few ways. It has good properties in terms of quality of service. I mean, it's very reliable, a bit more than Polygon, which often is a bit when the network is bloated, it tends to be a bit less reliable, but it's still fine as Polygon, still also a really good chain. But essentially, what we noticed is, especially for tokens, there's a lot of, there's a lot of volume on it. A lot of people have BNB on their wallets, and also for the launching of the project, we launched through CDFI. It's the main chain that they were using, so it felt like it was kind of the best choice. I think others would have been good too. I mean, Polygon would have been also a fine choice. That's something we considered as well. Actually, our NFTs are on Polygon. The main reason for that is because OpenSea has stopped the support for for NFTs on the NB chain. So we prefer to have our NFTs as tradable as possible. That's it.
So I guess that would also kind of lead me into the next question. That's something I know Cipro brought it up when he did the AMA with you guys, was why not, and of course it has to do with funding, but why not try to list directly on a centralized exchange, which I imagine has to do with funding. So I guess part of that question is, are there plans for that, or is it more of like, let's get the product ready, douanier, and then try to get launched?
Yeah, I mean, actually, I think one of the what we wanted initially is like basically when we started, we didn't want to kind of use all the funding for like listings from the get-go. We wanted to make sure that we develop the product so that it's as good as possible, and then try to expand the market. Right now, I think we're pretty happy with the way the game looks like and all the project, everything around it. Like the tokenomic is working. There is few things that we've done, like staking, etc., staking battles stuff that are working really well. And so we're really happy about the way the core development went. And so right now, I think it would be a good time. We cannot really announce anything as of now, but yeah, we're like definitely in talk with. We basically want to make sure that the listing on the centralized exchange would just be beneficial for the project and the community, both in the kind of short and long term. But I think it's definitely on the top of our list.
No, that's cool. I mean, I that's never a. I mean, I know for some investors, some degens, that might be like a make or break. I think as long as there's a good reason for it, and I think putting funds that you have into the actual product rather than just worrying about listing because of the token hype, I think that's a perfectly valid answer. And I guess the other part of that would be when you guys were launching or pre-launching, I didn't really see any big investors. Is that something you guys wanted to stay away from, was trying to get backing from some of the big boys and just try to do this yourselves, or are there any players behind the scenes that are involved in terms of funding or investing that we don't see or we don't know about?
Well, actually, the start of it, essentially, we launched through CDFI. I mean, we had so it kind of, the token was essentially given to many people invested, and we got actually a few, like later on, we had some people who bought a lot of tokens and became kind of whales, but not huge. They don't like think no one really owns a huge part of the supply.
They became it like quite naturally, mostly even for the young agents, because I was dropped for free for every people who stakes the token, and some people just sell them directly after they arrived for like $10, and like actually a lot of them have been bought by the same persons, group of persons at this moment, and so actually there is some whales, but they have been created because they love the product, and we didn't drop them to some investors or things like that.
Yeah, we haven't done any like OTC deal or any. We haven't like really VCs at the beginning. I mean, we just have some advisors and like CDFI and stuff like that. But yeah, actually, right now, yeah, that's essentially kind of the way we're trying to be as much as possible, like really let the project kind of grow organically. So we had like kind of a bit of a free market approach. I don't know it.
We think it's a part of the sustainability of the project, that if we want the project to stay for many years, we have to be really transparent and don't try to manipulate things too much, because it will, at some point, it could hurt the confidence of investors, and we think all the things that are a little bit shady that are visible on the blockchain, because there is a lot of people who directly look in the transaction. Even if it can give you a boost at the beginning, on the long term, it's not necessarily a good thing.
Makes sense. What do you think is right now your biggest hurdle, your biggest challenge right now? Whether it's, I mean, anything, gameplay, development, community, blockchain, whatever. What's like day to day? What gets to you?
Yeah, actually, there is two or three biggest challenge. One of them is, as we said at the beginning, we was more like a virtual reality focused company. So right now we decide to really split up the activity to focus really more on absolutely uniquely on Shockwaves and crypto. So we are building a new company that will be just the Shockwaves company, and that will be completely dedicated to Neuros. It's a lot behind the scene. It's not necessarily really visible from the community point, but it's a lot of time with advocate and financial advisor to make the things as healthy as possible. And we hope that this restructuration will really help the project to grow faster, to help us to onboard new people. It allowed us to bring a lot of famous people from, for example, the Geneva crypto scene into the project as advisor, and it's something we think we really needed to continue to grow, because these people come with their contact, which was really needed for the project. Second thing is the project, as it became bigger, as we developed more and more things, there is a lot of stuff, and maybe it's a little bit too big for newcomers. So what we have seen is, when we have a little bit of communication, people involved in the project, and how do we communicate with these people to make them understand the AI agents, the staking battle, the music, the tournaments, all these things, how they communicate together, and it's something we are really working on a lot in this moment. And the third part is continuing the project. The next step for the game is the minting of the weapons. So in the next update, when you're gonna run a weapon into the game through the loot boxes, you should be able to mint them to create NFTs that you can sell on OpenSea directly. And it's a big, it will be a big step for the project, because it's blockchain, and we have to be sure that everything is 100% secure, and all of that. We are quite sure of what we do, but we still need to verify everything 2-3 times, and it's going. And when it will be on, it can't be stopped. So it will be a big step, and but we can't wait to see people minting their weapons.
That's cool. And when you say you're creating this new company, is that solely going to be focused on Shockwaves, or you plan to have other projects within that company as well?
Actually, it will be 100% focused on Neuros, and Shockwaves is the main game of Neuros. We don't want to fall in the trap of what with many crypto company, that announcement is what has in general the biggest impact. So you are always tempted to make announcement, to announce always a new game, a new things. In the first time, we want to really focus on Shockwaves as the main game of the token, but probably that in some years there will be another game, depending on the context. But we want to really finish Shockwaves before, to polish the graphics, to be sure that it turns, create more diversification in the gameplay, more assets, and to make it a game that will be able to compete even against the Web2 games. And this is actually the scale of the game make it quite possible because it has really a unique look, and we wouldn't need so much to having something really clean. But it's gonna take probably 1 year or two before it's fully finished. So
Yeah,
just Shockwave.
yeah, sorry. Yeah, what we noticed is essentially that, you know, that there are quite a lot of Web3 games, but there are not so many that really emerged as like leaders in the market. I mean, there are a few, but the ones that really get to a really good level of quality tend to be, you know, more successful naturally, like in this market. And what we felt like basically the best, you know, the best way to gain market shares is essentially to kind of have one really, really good product. And then a lot of what we've created can transfer to new ones and actually can reuse, you know, assets like the Neuros and some NFTs, etc.
Yeah,
from Shockwaves to this new project. And so
How many years has how many years has the game been was the game in development before it launched?
So this actually, I mean, we've been working, like we've developed many things for it for like many years. I think we started as a game development studio 7 years ago, and every time we create a project, we reuse the previous technology. And actually, Shockwaves, like you know, lots of things that we've created actually were created, you know, years before. But what we've developed it for 1 or 2 years before the idea started, like the really good development of it, of some of the core technology of it.
No, I like what you said about just trying to focus on one product and doing it well. I mean, I think there's, you know, there's two sides to that. Like from the crypto investor side, you know, people, it's natural. Degens, they don't have patience, right? But then there's, I mean, I think the most perfect example I can think of in the space is probably Illuvium. You know, Illuvium, it's probably for me in terms of what they're putting out, the closest thing to like an actual AAA game that people would be playing, that and it's taken the time that it's needed, just like a real game, you know, on an open market would. It's not something that, you know, oh, we have a token to launch in 6 months, the game is ready. No, it takes years, you know, just like a Disney movie. It takes years and years and years. So, you know, now Illuvium, the market cap, you know, it might not be as enticing to get into for a long-term investment, but the value in that was getting in early and just holding and watching the product flourish. And it's taken 2 or 3 years, and it's probably still going to take longer. And I think that's where a lot of investors fail to see. So, at least from my point of view, you know, something like investing in Neuros, you're obviously investing in the team, which is you guys on the project, but it's not necessarily a quick flip. It's really like holding it and maybe holding through the next cycle and watching the game flourish and build and being able to go onto other platforms, you know, onto mainstream platforms that target gamers and actual retail people that aren't crypto investors, you know. So I mean, I hope that's the route you guys go, and I hope that you guys continue to, you know, make it a game that anybody would play, not just crypto would play, you know? Which I think is the aim.
Sure. I think that's what our approach essentially is. You know, we want to make the game accessible to everybody who wants to. You know, anybody wants to play. So you basically don't, like, to be able to play the game. You don't need a wallet, even to start to play. Of course, if you want to kind of tokenize item, buy stuff, you of course you need to connect a wallet and go through these steps, but at least you kind of have to do it only when you're in a situation where you have a good reason to do it, in the sense that it's easier because you want to, you know, add to your balance of tokens in game by you know, depositing, or like because you have a really, you know, weapon that is worth $100 and you want to sell it, all these kind of situations. So we kind of, at least in the current stage, what we want to do is as much as possible that people, you know, just join the game, enjoy it. That they kind of need to kind of have to go through all the Web3 steps, which is, you know, creating a wallet, adding, you know, paying the gas fee and all this stuff. they only need it. All they only need to do is once it's really necessary, and later on we can even add some kind of on ramps and stuff that kind of hides a bit, the blockchain part or just the boring parts of it. But yeah.
Nice. See if anybody else has some questions. Tomas or Surfer?
Not really. It's a cool story. I like it. I like the focus. I like the AI component. I like the slow approach, the sustainable approach. So a cool project.
You guys don't have any plans you guys don't have any plans of making any merch, do you?
Well, actually, it's we really have to, because we are going to the Lisbon summit, the non-fungible conference summit, and we really need to have a T-shirt, cask, and everything for this moment. So we have we have 1 month and a half to have a good merchandising from proposition if we don't want to miss the call.
You guys should do a Surfer Panda Shockwave collaboration for a hoodie.
Okay. It will be a pleasure.
That would be cool, huh?
That sounds good.
I see Surfer.
Yes.
No, Tomas, right? No, I like Tomas said, I love the story. With the product is really great. The gameplay is very cool. The proposition of the music and the AI agents is very unique to the gaming space. So we're fans. We're excited to see how you guys continue to develop and flourish. But yeah, that whole merch thing for Lisbon, keep us in mind. That would be kind of cool to do a collaboration.
Absolutely. We absolutely have to do that. And so if some of you want to try the game or participate, next Sunday we're gonna have a new tournament. And if any of you have more questions, we will be stay on the Discord. Or tomorrow we're gonna have our weekly community meeting on Telegram. So if some of you want to join us, don't hesitate. And if some of you are in Lisbon, we'll be happy to meet you in real life in 2 months.
Very cool. The tournaments, the live tournaments, you do those on Discord?
Tournaments are in the game, so on Elixir, and various players on Discord and on Telegram too. There is an in-game chat too. But people there is no necessity to be on a social media, on a social network to participate to the tournament. You can just connect to the game at the right time.
Okay, cool. And all those announcements are done in Telegram chat, right?
Yeah, Telegram, Twitter, and Discord.
Okay, cool. We'll keep an eye on. Maybe we'll pop in on Sunday. That'd be fun.
With pleasure.
Not sure how much the reward will be. Last time it was like 5,000. For the first one was like 5,000 euros, which is quite a big pile of tokens. And so so it's quite a good move to participate.
I'm a terrible gamer, so I'm a terrible gamer, so I don't have the illusion I will be ranked number one.
Actually, I'm not really good too. I wasn't even able to place myself on the leaderboard, on the top 10 leaderboard in the last tournament. So the more we grow, the more we attract good players.
I was gonna ask, are you guys yourselves big gamers or not so much? It's more the creative side.
We play a lot, but just not really good at it. That's it. I mean, for myself, I played. I think I have like 500 hours of Counter-Strike, but I just still suck at shooting. I just enjoy playing it a lot, but I'm not very good. Not very good at it.
Cool. Awesome. Well, I don't think there's any other questions. That was a good AMA, guys. Thank you very much for your time. That was fun. I'm looking forward to see the progress of the game.
Guys.
Thank you so much,
everyone.
In a little bit, I'll send you guys the link to the recording of the video, and feel free to do with it what you please.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Thank you guys so much, and you know, we're DM and Telegram, so we'll be in touch for sure.
Awesome.
So just
That's very cool. Thank you guys.
Merci. À bientôt.
À bientôt.
Ah,
Merci.
merci, c'était un plaisir.
À toutes, à la prochaine. À la prochaine.
À la prochaine. Ciao.